Hi, good morning children. Let us go to the first unit of your mathematics, that is real numbers. Okay, you have learned about real numbers in your earlier classes. What is a real number? Any number which can represent on a number line, that is called real numbers. Right. So you have learned many numbers like natural numbers, whole numbers, right, integers, then rational numbers, irrational numbers. This all you have learned in your earlier classes. So these all comes under real numbers. So here we are going to learn some other concepts regarding real numbers. Okay, let us start with a puzzle first. So here there is a swarm of bees. Okay, that swarm of bees, when it is settled on two flowers, okay, there is a swarm of flowers, bees. When it is settled on two flowers, they are coming and sitting on the flowers. Equally they are placing, when they are sitting on the flowers equally on two flowers, there will be one bee left. Okay, and if they are in the same way, same number of bees, if they are sitting on three flowers, there will be two bees left. In the same way, if they are sitting on four flowers, three bees will be left out. After sitting on this one, after sitting, how many are sitting? Whatever it be, they are sitting equal number. If suppose, if three bees are sitting on this flower, it should also contain three bees. It should also contain three bees. Are you following? So after that, two bees will be left in case of three flowers. And in the case of four flowers, three will be left. And in the case of five flowers, there will not be any bee left out. So, what is the total number of bees in the swarm? That only we have to find out. Okay. And also one clue is given. The total number of bees should not exceed 50. It should not exceed 50. Maximum number should be 50. Means it can be either 50 or less than 50. But it should follow the conditions. So let us take the first condition. That means when no bees are left. In which case no bees are left? When there are five flowers. So when there are five flowers, there will not be any bee left when the bees are sitting equally on the flowers. So let the number of bees, we don't know how many bees are in the swarm. So let the number of bees equal to x. Whether the bees are sitting on two flowers or three or four or five, total number of bees equal to x. Let us take like that. And one more thing, that x should not exceed 5. Should not exceed 50. Maximum should be 50. So let us take the condition where there is no bees left out after sitting equally. After sitting equally on how many number of flowers no bees are left out? On 5 flowers. So let us take x is equal to, x is the number of bees, equal to 5a. Means a is the number of bees sitting on each flower. How many flowers are there? 5 flowers are there. Plus how many bees are left out? No bees are left out. So equal to 0 plus 0. X is equal to 5a plus 0. We can represent it. And in same way, if it is sitting on 4 flowers, according to the question, 4 flowers are there. Each flower, how many bees are don't know. So let us take us each flower. Each flower, 3 bees are settling. So for B, how many bees will be left out in this case? 3 bees will be left out. After sitting on 4 flowers, how many are sitting we don't know. But remaining there will be 3 flowers. And in the next case, X is equal to, when there are 3 flowers, let us take number of bees sitting on each flower is equal to C. So 3C plus 2 bees will be left out according to the question. And if it is 2 flowers, only 2 flowers are there. So 2 and each flower, let us take the D number of bees are there. So 2D plus 1. So we have to find out this A, B, C and D which should satisfy X. Okay, 5A plus 0 should be X. 4B plus 3 should be X. 3C plus 2 should be X. And 2D plus 1 also should be X. Okay, let us go on with the first condition. This is equation number 1. This is 2, 3, 4. Okay, let us take the first condition. You see here, it should be X is equal to 5A plus 0. Means we can take this X as equal to 5A. X is equal to 5A. And it is told that it should not exceed 50. So maximum number is 50. So X should be 50 maximum. So below 50, how many multiples of 5 are there? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So any number from this 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45 and 50, any of this number means it is told that it should not exceed 50. Means maybe it may be 50 or otherwise less than 50. But whatever number we are choosing, that should satisfy all these cases. So let us be the possible conditions from the first equations are this one. Are the possible cases. Are the possible numbers. Okay, let us see the next case. X is equal to 4B plus 3 equal to 2. Means which among these numbers can satisfy X is equal to 4B plus 3. Okay, let us think 5. Okay, let us take 5. Whether 5 satisfy this condition? Means can we get the X as a 5? Minimum value, minimum natural number you give this one. B is equal to 1. 4 into 1, 1 plus 3. 7 only. It cannot become 5. And 10 also not possible. 15, see whether it will come or not. 3 you give. 4 3s are 12. When 3 bees are sitting on each flower, 4 3s are 12. 12 plus 3 equal to 15. Okay, it can become 15. So 15 is a possible condition. Okay, like that any other number is there? Can it be 20? No. 25? May not be possible. 30? 35. Let us take 35. See, when it is 4 8s are 32. 4 8s are 32. 32 plus, then 8 bees are sitting on each flower. 4 8s are 32. 32 plus 3, 35. Okay, that 35 is also from this one. So 35 also possible number. So from these numbers 15 and 35 is possible for this condition. Any more number is there? 4 6 are 24, 4 7s are I think that 15 and 35 are the possible conditions. Okay, now let us see this next case. Which among these are the possible numbers? Are the possible values? Okay, let us take x is equal to 3c plus 2. So, which among these numbers can satisfy this equation? I think that 3, if we take C as 1 means 1 bee is sitting on each flower, it will be 3 into 1 plus 2, 5. Okay, 5 is in this set. So 5 can be a possible number. Again, can it be 10? 3 2s are 6, no. 3 5s are 15, 3 6 are 18. Yes, 20 can be the possible. 3, if you are giving 6, 3 6 are 18. 18 plus 2, 20. So 20 is a possible case. So 3 11s are 33. 33 plus 2, 35. This is also possible condition. Again, any more number? Yes, 50 can be a possible number because when there are 16 bees on each flower, 3 6 are 18, 48, 48 plus 2, 50. So these are the possible values. Right? Okay. Okay, let us come to the fourth condition. In this case, which are the possible values? X is equal to 2d plus 1. Okay, 5 possible. 2 into 2, 4, 4 plus 1, 5. Okay, again, I think that all the odd numbers are possible. 15, 2 7s are 14, 14 plus 1, 15. All odd numbers are possible. 15, 25, 35, 45 are the possible values. Okay, now see, we want a common number because here X is common. Number of bees in the swarm is same, whatever be the condition, whether it may be 5 flowers or 4 flowers or 3 flowers or 2 flowers, number of bees is the same. So the highest possible value you find out from this one. So we can find out the highest common number. What is the highest common or possible values from this one? It is, okay, 35 is common, highest, and also this is the possible number. It is possible in all cases. See, 35, 35, 35, 35. Okay, so how many number of bees are there? Therefore, number of bees is equal to 30. Right? Okay, let us check this one, verify this one. We can verify this one. See, first case, okay, no problem, no need to verify it. 5 into 7 is equal to 35, no need. 4 into B. What value you want to get to, what value you want to give to B for getting 35? Is equal to, B is equal to 8. Sorry. Yes. B is equal to 8. So 4 into 8 plus 3 is equal to 30. Okay, next condition. This one's 35. 3 into 11 plus 2 equal to 30. Okay, this condition. 2 into 17 plus 1 equal to 30. That means what we understood from this one, when there are 4 flowers, 8 bees will be sitting on each flower. When there are 3 flowers, how many bees should settle on each flower? 11 bees should settle on each flower. And when there are 2 flowers, how many bees should settle on each flower? 17 bees should settle on each flower. So, from this you understood a fact. See. We can write an integer in this format. Any integer can be written in this format. See, x is an integer. A is another integer. Then we wrote it as x is equal to 5a plus 0. See here, x we can write it as 4b plus 3. So, this 0, 3, 2 and 1 are supposed to be the reminders. Okay, in early childhood you learned that dividend is equal to You learned that dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. Do you remember it? Dividend is equal to divisor into quotient plus remainder. That means here x is the dividend, 4 is the divisor, b is the quotient and 3 is the remainder. Okay, here before going into SCF, in page number 3, these questions are given. Find Q and R for the following pairs of positive integers a and b satisfying a is equal to bq plus r. So, a is equal to 13 and b is equal to 3. We have to find out two integers q and r which satisfies a is equal to bq plus r. Okay, has to follow this statement. Means we have to substitute a and b in this equation, and we have to find out the value of q and r which is satisfying this condition. To satisfy this condition, okay, let us apply in this equation. A is equal to, given a is equal to 13 and b is equal to 3. So we can write 13 is equal to 3 into 4 plus 1. Okay, can we write like this or not? 3 4s are 12, 12 plus 1 is equal to 13. So, from this we get Q is equal to 4 and R is equal to 1. Okay, another question. Here second question is given, a is equal to 8 and b is equal to 80. Actually let us reverse it. A is equal to 80 and b is equal to 8, because in the coming section we are dealing with a is greater than b. So let us take in that way. A is equal to 80 and b is equal to 8. Okay. Question number 3. A is equal to 125 and b is equal to 5. Okay, we have to apply in this formula. So 125 is equal to 5 into how many? We can write 25. 5 25 are 125. Plus R means 0. Okay, we get Q is equal to 25 and R is equal to 0. Right. So there is one more question that also you can do as homework. And below again ask think and discuss question. From the above question, in do this, what is the nature of Q and R? Okay, what is the nature of Q? Q is 25 here. Here we got 2, Q also 4. That means Q is always greater than 0. Isn't it? Q is always greater than 0. Q is greater than 0. Okay, and next part is what is the nature of R? See, R may be 0 and in this case you see R is 1. So it can be 0, it can be any other number, but it should be less than B. Less than B. Here see R is equal to 1. That means from this we are understanding that R is greater than or equal to 0 but less than B. Okay, what did we understand from this above question? What is the nature of Q and R? We understood that Q is greater than 0 and R is greater than or equal to 0 and less than B. Okay, now this A and B are two integers, right? We have taken two integers here. A and B we got two integers. And we got other two integers Q and R. See, we got the value of Q and R in all the cases. Q and R. Q and R. So, when A and B are two integers, and A, how we say A is greater than B, we get a unique pair of integers Q and R which satisfy this condition. Right? So, once again, A and B are two integers, two positive integers. How are they? They are two positive integers and A is greater than B such that A is greater than B. Then there exists a unique pair of integers, unique pair of integers, which are they? Q and R, which satisfies A is equal to BQ plus R, where R is greater than or equal to 0 but less than B. Actually, this statement is known as Euclid's division lemma. Euclid's division lemma. What is this statement? Lemma is already proved statement which is using for proving other statement. Okay, so this is Euclid's division lemma. What is Euclid's division lemma? A and B are two positive integers. Then there exists Q and R. They are the two unique integers which satisfy the condition A is equal to BQ plus R, where R is greater than or equal to 0 but less than B. Okay. So, you know that A is the dividend and B is the divisor and Q is the quotient and R is the remainder. So, with the help of this one, we can find out HCF. Okay, in order to find out the HCF, we will use a technique known as Euclid's division algorithm. So this is the technique to find out the HCF with certain steps. We will follow certain steps. First of all, let the given numbers be A and B. Let the given numbers be A and B. Take larger number as A and smaller one as B. Okay, this is the first thing we have to do. There are two numbers given, A and B. So then take A as a bigger number and B as a smaller number. Then what you have to do? You have to divide A by B. Divide A by B. Then represent the quotient as Q. Represent the quotient as Q and remainder as R. Okay, taken two numbers A and B. A is bigger number, then we divided A by B. We get the quotient as Q and the remainder as R. Okay, now in case if this remainder R is 0, for example, see, take 16, 4 and 16. 16 is a bigger number. So, 16 divided by 4 What is the quotient? 4 is the quotient. And the remainder is 0. That means we can write it as 16 is equal to 4 into 4 plus 0. That means remainder is 0, right? So, if the remainder is 0, in this case, if R is 0, then declare B as the HCF. B as the HCF. Okay. This case 4 4s are 16 plus 0. Remainder is 0. For always you take any other number. You take 18. 18 and take 2. Okay. 3 6 are 18. 3 6 are 18. 18 plus 0. So remainder is 0. When remainder is 0, declare B means 3 as the HCF. Okay now. So 3 and 18. For 3 and 18, the HCF is 3. Because in the first step itself we got remainder as 0. So when the remainder is 0, declare B as the HCF. So in case it is not 0, what will you do? Follow to the next step. So if R is not equal to 0, then take B as a dividend. B as a dividend and R as a divisor. That means we have to divide B by R. So you have to follow these steps until you get the remainder as 0. For example, see here, we have taken 4 and 15. Right? 15 is a bigger number. Okay, 15 divided by 4. We get 4 3s are 12. Plus 3 equal to 15. Remainder is in the first step. In the first step, R is not equal to 0. So now we have to take the dividend. Sorry, the divisor. This is the divisor. Divisor as dividend. Divisor as dividend. Take divisor as dividend. And remainder as divisor. Once again, divisor as dividend and remainder as divisor. So take 3 into 1. 3 into 1, 3. 3 again, remainder we got 1. Here also remainder is not 0. So follow again. Again, here the divisor 3. 3 is equal to, remainder is 1. 1 we have to take as a divisor. 1 into 3 plus 0. Okay, we got it. So here 1 is the dividend in this case. Sorry, 1 is the divisor in this case. 3 is the dividend and 3 is a quotient and 0 is the remainder. So 1 is the divisor. 1 is the divisor. So when 1 is the divisor, we got remainder as 0. So what is the HCF? 1 is the HCF. Any numbers having 1 as the HCF, we call it as relatively prime numbers or otherwise co-prime numbers also. Okay. When you are getting 1, you can call these numbers as co-prime numbers. Okay. Now let us go to the division algorithm. So you have to follow this procedure until you get R as 0. So when you get R, equal to 0, in that step, what is the divisor? What is the divisor? That is the HCF. That is the HCF. Okay, you have to follow division until you get the remainder as 0. When you get the remainder as 0, in that step, what is the divisor, that is taken as the HCF. You will follow it when I do some more examples with the help of Euclid's division algorithm. Okay. Okay, let us go through these examples. The first question is 50 and 70. Okay, we have to find out question number 1, 50 and 70. Among 50 and 70, which number is a bigger number? 70. So A is 70 and B is equal to 50. Okay, so given A is equal to 70 and B is equal to 50. Okay, step number 1. First step, we have to apply division algorithm. Applying for division algorithm, we have to apply Euclid's division lemma. Applying Euclid's division lemma. What is Euclid's division lemma? A is equal to BQ plus R. That means 70 is equal to BQ. Means 50 into, how many times in 70 50 will come? 1 time. Or otherwise you can divide and see. 50 into 1 plus 20. Okay, here we did not get the remainder as 0. Since the remainder is not 0, we have to go to the next step. So, remainder is not 0. Remainder, this is first step. Remainder in 1 is not equal to not 0. Okay. So, in the next step, what we have to do? So, take remainder as B and you will be confused after, like remainder as divisor and divisor as dividend, and apply Euclid's division lemma. Okay, here the remainder is 20 and divisor is 50. So you have to take 50 as the dividend. That means 50 is equal to, now the new divisor is 20. 20 into 2 plus 10. Okay, here also the remainder is not so. So, in step 2, remainder is not 0. Okay, in step 2 also remainder is not 0. So, follow to the next step. So, what you have to write? So, here A is equal to 20 and you have to take B as equal to 10. Right? Means remainder as divisor and divisor as dividend. Means A as 20, and B as 10. So, apply it now. So, how it will get? 20 is equal to 10 into 2 plus 0. Okay, we got 0 as a remainder. So, in equation number 3, okay, in step 3, we got the remainder as 0. So, here remainder is 0. Here remainder is 0. So, we can declare What is 10 as the HCF? 10 as the HCF. So HCF of 70 and 50 is equal to 10. Okay, did you understand? Once again, without any of these sentences, I will show you. See here, 70 equal to 50 into 1 plus 20. Again 50 you have to take. 50 is equal to remainder 20 into 2 plus 10. Okay, not 0. So again 20 take this. This one, 2. This one, this one. 20 take here. 20 is equal to 10. We have taken the remainder as the division. 10 into 2 plus 0. Okay, we got the remainder as 0. So here 10 is declared as the HCF. Hope you have understood. Okay, next question. 231 and 396. Okay, 231 and 396. Okay, step 1. A is equal to 396 because A is bigger number and B is equal to 231. So you divide and see. Whenever you feel difficulty, you divide and see. 396 divided by 231 one time. Is it? Remainder is 165. So how can you write this one? By applying Euclid's division lemma, we get 396 is equal to 231 into 1 plus 165. Okay, got it. Okay, in the next step, 231 is a dividend. So in next step, step 2, 231 is equal to, we have to write, means A is equal to 231 and B is equal to 165 in the second set. So, see here, 231 divided by 165. One time. 5 plus how much is 11? 6 time. 1 plus 6 plus 1, 7. 7 plus how much is 3? 7 plus 6 is 3. And 6 is 30. And this one 0. 66. Then its remainder is 66. So you got by applying Euclid's division lemma, okay, you get 231 is equal to 165 into 1 plus 66. Okay, here also remainder is not 0. So go to the next step. Here A is equal to 165 and B is equal to 66. Okay, again apply 165 divided by 66. How many times you can take? 2 times. 13, 33. Okay, right. So here also remainder is not 0. So we are writing by applying English division lemma, we get 165 is equal to how much? 66 into 2 plus we got 13. Okay, again next step, A is taken as 66 and B is taken as 33. Follow the same. 66 is equal to 33. 33 into 2 plus 0. Okay, we got the remainder as 0. So, what is the HCF? 33 is the HCF. So, you have to write down in this step, the remainder is 0. So, 33 is the HCF of 231 and 396. What is the HCF? HCF is equal to 33. Okay. There are many problems in that one. That some you can do as homework. Find the HCF of the following by using Euclid's division lemma 50 and 70. That already we have done. Again there 96 and 72, 300 and 550 and 1860 and 2015 that you have to do as homework. Okay, remaining question we will learn in the next class. Okay, thank you.